Attention, Chicago Bears fans! Urgent and troubling news. Our star left tackle is out for the rest of the season due to an ankle injury that requires surgery. Yes, you heard that right. This leaves a huge gap in our offensive line. What does this mean for our passing game? It's going to be a real challenge to keep our quarterback protected. And that's not all. Our starting guard is also on the brink with a calf injury. With a game on Thursday, time is not on our side. How are we going to keep our quarterback off the ground with so many uncertainties on the line? The interim coach has tough decisions ahead. Will he bet on versatility or youth? But wait, there's more! Our veteran receiver has exploded in the last 6 games since our new offensive coordinator took over. He has shown why he is still one of the best in his position. But with his contract expiring, the management has a tough decision ahead. Should we do everything possible to keep him on the team? The stats don't lie, folks. What would you do? Attention, Chicago Bears fans! We have important and troubling news. Braxton Jones, our left tackle, is out for the rest of the season due to an ankle injury that requires surgery. Yes, you heard that right. This leaves a huge gap in our offensive line. What does this mean for our passing game? I'll tell you this, it's gonna be a real challenge to keep Caleb Williams protected. Now let's talk about Teven Jenkins. We're also on the brink with him as his calf injury has worsened, and with a game on Thursday, time is not on our side. How are we going to keep Caleb off the ground with so many uncertainties on the line? I think it's a question we're all asking ourselves. Interim coach Thomas Brown has tough decisions ahead. Should he start with Larry Borom, who has the versatility to play on both sides, or bet on rookie Keenan Allen, who struggled in his last outing? Brown has made it clear that the decision to bench Allen wasn't because of his struggles, but because of Borom's capability. But do we really believe Borom is the long-term solution? I ask you, is his versatility enough to cover the lack of experience and consistency? And let's not forget Jake Curhan, who replaced Jenkins against Detroit. Can he be the temporary solution, or are we just patching a sinking ship? The lack of continuity on the offensive line has been a key factor in the 60 sacks Williams has suffered this season. 60 sacks! That's unacceptable, and we all know it. Brown has said he's not interested in putting rookies or backups just to evaluate future talent. He wants to win now, but is that realistic? Should we be looking beyond this season and start building for the future? I think so, but I also understand the pressure to win every game. And speaking of the future, we not only have uncertainty on the offensive line. Jenkins, Shelton, Pryor, Borom, and receiver Keenan Allen will be free agents at the end of the season. How will this affect our decisions in the upcoming games? Are we seeing the end of an era or the beginning of a necessary rebuild? Fans, I leave you with this. Should we keep fighting for every win this season or start preparing for the future? What do you think? It looks like Teven Jenkins' future with the team is in doubt. According to Brad Biggs of the Chicago Tribune, the Bears management does not plan to re-sign Jenkins in the next offseason. What does this mean for our team and our offensive line? First, let's talk about Jenkins. He was a big gamble when the Bears traded up to select him with the 39th pick in the 2021 draft. He was expected to play as an offensive tackle, but injuries have been a constant in his career. From his back surgery in his rookie season to his recent calf injury, Jenkins has struggled to stay on the field. He has played in 45 games and started 38 during his 4 years in the NFL, but his availability has been a recurring problem. I'll tell you this, fans, we can't keep waiting for Jenkins to suddenly become indestructible. The reality is, he's out of games too often. Can we really afford to have such an unstable player in such a critical position? I think not. And it's not just Jenkins. The Bears' offensive line could face a complete overhaul. Center Coleman Shelton is also heading to free agency, and Ryan Bates has dealt with injuries for much of this season. We need to find 3 suitable starters for the interior line before next season. 3! And that's not to mention the left tackle position, which also needs significant improvement. Now, let's talk about the impact of these decisions. If the Bears decide not to re-sign Jenkins, they will be sending a clear message that availability and consistency are essential. Jenkins might have to sign a 1-year deal with another team to prove his worth. If he manages to stay healthy in 2025, he could position himself for a lucrative long-term contract. But who will take a risk with his injury history? I ask you, would you? And let's not forget the defense. The defensive line also needs reinforcements. The Bears are in a position where they need to rebuild the trenches, both offensive and defensive. This is not just a one-season problem, it's about building a solid and competitive team in the long term. Bears fans, I leave you with this question. Are we ready for a complete rebuild of our offensive and defensive lines? Do you think it's time to let go of players like Jenkins and look for more consistent options? Keenan Allen has exploded in the last 6 games since Thomas Brown took over play calling. Yes, you heard that right. Our veteran receiver has found his rhythm and is showing why he's still one of the best in his position. At the beginning of the season, Allen didn't live up to expectations. He missed weeks 2 and 3 due to an injury and didn't score in his first 3 games. But everything changed in London against the Jaguars, where he scored twice and started to make his mark as a true Bear. Since Thomas Brown took over play calling after Shane Waldron's firing, Allen has been unstoppable. In these 6 games, he has accumulated 453 yards, averaging 12.3 yards per catch and 5 touchdowns. Those are elite stats, folks! In the recent loss to Detroit, Allen led the team with 141 yards on 9 receptions and a touchdown. 141 yards! It's his best mark of the season and the first time he surpassed 100 yards with the Bears. Now, the big question is, what does the future hold for Keenan Allen in Chicago? His contract is about to expire and management has a tough decision ahead. Allen has proven to be a reliable target for Caleb Williams, and with the cap space we have, we can afford to keep him. But will he be willing to accept a deal that benefits the team in the long term? Allen has expressed how much he enjoys being in Chicago and believes in the team's vision despite the poor season. This could play in our favor in negotiations. However, with Ben Johnson rumored as a candidate for the head coach position, things could get complicated. If Johnson joins the Bears, other free agents might be willing to take less money to join his offense, which could put Allen in a tough spot. But I ask you, should we do everything possible to keep Allen on the team? Is his recent explosion enough to guarantee him a new contract, or should we be cautious and look for other options? I think Allen has proven his worth, but we must also consider the bigger picture and our future needs. Fans, leave your comments and opinions below. What would you do if you were in Ryan Poles' and Kevin Warren's position? Would you keep Keenan Allen at any cost, or look for alternatives? Chicago Bears fans, I have an important question for you. Should we keep fighting for every win this season or start preparing for the future? What do you think? Leave your comments below. Also, are we ready for a complete rebuild of our offensive and defensive lines? Do you think it's time to let go of players like Jenkins and look for more consistent options? Share your thoughts. And finally, if you were in Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren's position, would you keep Keenan Allen at any cost or look for alternatives? What would you do? We want to know your opinion. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be part of this amazing Bears fan community. Together, we are a family, and your support is crucial for us to keep growing. Join us and stay updated with all the news and analysis of your Chicago Bears. We look forward to your comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Go Bears!